It's the Open Bedroom Doors Show.
I'm Angela Skirtu, and I open bedroom doors. Welcome to the Open Bedroom Doors Show. Real talk for real relationships. I'm your host, Angela Skirtu, your friendly neighborhood sex therapist and licensed marriage therapist. And yes, talking about sex is literally my job. I started this show because, let's be real, most of us didn't get sex education. We're out here fumbling through love, intimacy, and awkward bedroom moments with zero guidance and a lot of shame. Time to fix that. Here's what you can expect every episode. Sex positions. We start off hot by judging something wild, weird, or just plain wrong in the media or culture. You'll laugh, you'll cringe, you might even learn something. Next, we move to guest interviews. I chat with fascinating folks, sexperts, storytellers, and everyday humans with juicy stories and powerful insights. And then, of course, we have to have a happy ending. Yep, we finish strong. I answer real questions from real people about sex, relationships, and all the stuff you're too afraid to ask your therapist, or anyone else for that matter. But I'm here, so ask away. If you're ready to laugh, learn, and finally talk about the stuff no one ever taught us, hit play. Let's open that bedroom door, shall we? Welcome to Sex Position segment. I'm your host, Angela Skirtu, and on this segment, I like to judge things in the media or culture. Today, I am judging the kitchen because why not? I have a studio for it, and I have a dinner with a sex therapist event coming up, which is all about aphrodisiac menus. I hope you can come. One of the things that I wanted to talk to you about is how to flirt with your partner when they are holding a knife. Because here's the thing. So a lot of what people want to do is come up behind somebody and like cuddle them and kiss them. But here's the deal. Like if you've got a shaky or twitchy partner and they're cutting and you come up behind them, then guess what? They might like stab you. Like, ah! I know, I actually have a friend who almost stabbed her husband unintentionally. She just has a very tricky nervous system. So if you are cutting stuff in the kitchen and you are trying to be a little flirty with your partner, here is what you do. I want you to imagine somebody is here and you're the person trying to flirt. Say, hey, honey, then go behind them. So when people are triggered or like heavily triggered, you don't want to surprise them without giving them a chance to like know what's going on. And so the action of like one, being in their visual range, and two, saying something, hey, honey, and then going behind them to be a little flirty or touchy is a way better way than just coming up behind them when they have a knife. Because again, like if you have a twitchy partner, they are gonna don't get stabbed. We are always looking for sponsors. So if you would like to be a sponsor for the show, please visit www.openbedroomdoors.com and submit a contact form. We'll even let you pick the position, maybe in a kitchen. Want to spice up your sex life? Then be sure to pick up a copy of my new book, From No to Yes Sex. Tired of routine sex? Feeling more like roommates than lovers? This book is your invitation to transform your love life one thought at a time. Don't wait. Order now. Hey everyone, welcome to the Open Bedroom Doors Show. I'm your host, Angela Skirtu, a licensed marriage therapist and certified sex therapist. And today I have with me Miss Terri Jayne. Why don't you introduce yourself?
Hello, I am Chef Terri Jayne, owner of Gateway Grub. I'm a private chef and caterer, adding on a culinary educator now. And you can also catch me every other Tuesday on Channel 2 bi-weekly. Yay! Studio STL.
So we're going to get a little gritty because I was thinking, okay, she did a little episode for us when we were cooking, but I was like, let's talk about some real sexual topics. And I asked her, what do you want to talk about? She said kink. She wants to learn about kink.
I'm just curious.
Tell me what. So it's a little bit of, we'll go back and forth, but I'm curious, like, what do you want to learn from me about kink or for yourself?
Always been curious about, am I saying it right? Cuckold?
Cuckold. Cuckold.
Yeah, the cuckold man.
Cuck. The cuck.
Yeah.
What are you curious about the cuckolding thing.
What the interest is of the man, specifically the married man who wants to see someone else and engage sexually with his wife.
Well, so there's different things behind it, but the way I break it down is that there's just people in this world who they don't have to feel in love to have sex. Like they can kind of separate the two. They can have sex that's just for sex sake, and they can have love for love's sake, and they can have both. And so I think people who can do sex without love tend to be interested in these different kinds of fantasies, essentially.
Gotcha.
I was just in a session last night with this guy who was like, it kind of turns me on to think about you with another person. And he always felt like there was something weird about him because in his life, his wife was expecting him to always be jealous about thinking about her with another person. But he was like, maybe there's just something weird about me because this excites me. And the idea of seeing another man have sex with you is like a total turn on. Okay. And so it feels opposite, essentially, to what is expected. And so people typically feel like there's something weird about them, but there's not. Like, there's just a range of, like, some people are higher on that jealous side, and some people are lower on that jealous side, and I think those people tend to be able to do the cucking thing a little better.
Gotcha. So what I would always think would be the issue is once we're in a relationship, we always tend to become possessive. That's mine.
Yeah.
So I would liken it to having my favorite toy. And I could play with you with my toy, but you can't play with my toy without me. Like, you're playing with my toy, but that's the mentality that I said, aha, that's the correction. Because we're not possessions of each other. We're two completely autonomous bodies who want a connection with each other. So that I'm not your possession. You're not mine. I love you as if you are mine, but you are your own person.
So like the difference, okay, so you can have jealousy either way. There are people who still do the cucking thing that like also have jealousy at times.
Stop it.
It happens. It happens.
Wow.
But this toy thing that you talked about, I literally was talking to a couple that's in the lifestyle, and it was a female who said this, but she's like, I have my husband and he's like this fun sex toy that I get to play with. And like, it's kind of like when you're proud of them and you want to like show off, like, look at what he can do. And this is so exciting.
I get it.
And so you can, well, there you go. So like, there are just people who aren't like, oh my gosh, you're going to take like, some people, when you play with their partner, or the thought of playing with their partner makes them think you're going to take this toy away and I'll never get it back and it's going to be gone. But other people can look at it like, no, like we're just sharing the toy for a little bit. He is mine in the end, and I'm going to take him back. And like
now,
you're not keeping the toy forever, but it's kind of fun to give you a whirl.
Try that out.
Take that dick for a spin. Terri, you bring out things in me. I don't know.
Yay. Yes. So happy to know. Now, I like, I guess it turns me on, but I like when other women look at my man and see and find him attractive. I'm like, yeah, that's me. You better know it. But and even if we were to go to a strip club, I would love to see a woman, dance with him. But for him to give her what he gives to me, I'm not prepared for that.
Well, so what you even described, there's levels to it, right?
Okay.
So that's called low-level mate guarding, right? So like, it's nice to have like, I think we all like for our partners to be found attractive and that like they're sexy, because that means they kind of have like higher mate value, so to speak. It's like, oh, yeah, he's good looking, but he's with me, ladies. And I think everybody's kind of got different levels to what they're comfortable with, right?
Gotcha.
So like I've been in situations where like me and my partner like to dance, and there's social dances like salsa and tango where you can kind of like you switch partners, and so I think it's fun when like I see him dancing with another girl and he's kind of awkward. And they're trying, but like it is awkward because they don't know each other, right?
Makes sense.
And I think it's cute when she's kind of like on his muscles, like, oh, I can tell she thinks that's a good muscle.
Like, yeah, she sees it.
He comes back, So like, there's a little. I think we all have levels and layers to that. So like, you don't always have to go all the way to cucking. You can. Not gonna judge.
No judge. No judge at all. No judge at all.
What's weird though is that sometimes there's when people feel ashamed about it, like that is the eroticism too. Like that I want this and I'm not supposed to. there's something that makes that more sexy for people.
I will say this. This is a weird turn on.
That's fine. Take me in your directions.
But I liked when the LGBT community, when it was like, she's gay. It's like, yeah. And it was like, you had to know a secret knock,
there was
get
a
in.
secret knock to be gay.
Yeah, or the one earring, and it's like, oh, I know why you're doing that. Oh, I know why you have that in that ear. But now it's just like everything on display, and I appreciate it. I'm glad everybody has their freedom because I've always been a huge supporter. But when it was like, shh, she's a freak, I loved it. Oh my God! Now everybody's a freak. It's and titties everywhere.
What world are you living in that there's titties everywhere?
I'm just stepping over titties, walking
You're
out
just
the door.
walking out the door. Well, I mean, I will say 2020, everybody's freak came out. Like it's something about the pandemic. So I think a lot of people were stuck in their households. And so like, what did you have to do? You researched, you saw what things were out there, but like there's some real research to back this up. So people pre-pandemic, we only had about 5% of people that were in the ethical non-monogamy lifestyle kind of situation. Okay. And that ramped up after 2020. So it's like 10% now of people that are like trying things out and exploring wanting threesomes, whatever your freak flag is,
let
wave
it fly, let it fly, hi baby.
But so, and even as a sex therapist, so before 2020, I might go into a room and people, if they heard I was a sex therapist, they'd be like, oh my gosh, there's a sex, like run away.
Oh shit, wait, you know her.
But
clutching
now,
pearls.
Yes, clutching your pearls. But now people are like, oh, there's a sex, oh my gosh, there's a sex therapist. It's like, I don't know what happened in that pandemic, but y'all got freaky.
And yay for the industry. Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know that at all.
The world changed. So that's why you're stepping over ass and titties all the time.
I was supposed to control that laugh.
No, you don't need to control it. Let it wave. So you said you had other things. What else do you want to learn about the kink community? So you asked about cucking. What else is there that's interesting for you?
I did. I'll say this. I didn't know foot fetishes were so rampant either. I like to brag. I have the cutest nose and the cutest toes. That's my favorite parts about me.
Cutest nose, cutest toes. So y'all know.
So when I bust out the sandals, oh my goodness, I've had men stop me and say, "Can I please look at your feet?" I almost had a guy try and lick them because he had a fetish. But like
just
over
like
the
on
years,
a Tuesday?
I was walking in Quick Trip. No lie,
I was cute.
He was like, "Oh my God, your feet! Can I just?" He was like flabbergasted.
He could not hold himself at the QT.
the toes, it's the toes, madam.
Terri Jayne, she just exudes sexual. I've never had somebody stop me at a QT to suck my toes. Yeah. Did you let him do it?
I did not.
Oh.
It was QT. It was QT.
I will tell you, I had a non-consensual toe sucking situation occur to me. I'll tell this story. It's fine. I already brought it up. So I was in my 20s and I was at some bar out on St. Charles Riverfront. Okay. And some guy was super, super drunk. I couldn't even understand what he was saying. And so he basically was like, he came up to me and was like, that's what I heard. And I was like, what? And he goes, same thing. I couldn't. No. He did it took 4 times. Yeah. And all he was saying was, "Can I sit here?" I think. So I let him sit next to me. So I was like, whatever. This could be entertaining. I was with my friend, so I wasn't by myself or anything. Cool. And he's sitting there, and we're kind of talking, but again, he couldn't speak English very well at this point. Yeah. I had just done my nails, and I had these little pretty rhinestone things on them. And so suddenly he stops the conversation and just stares at my toe. And it was like an awkward, just like this. And then he goes in and he sucks my toe. And I was like, whoa, I was not prepared.
So, I can match, I'll see your drunk toe suck and match you a sober toe suck in the club. I did allow this to happen.
All right, well, tell me your consensual toe sucks.
Right, 20s, like the first one, that was a no-no.
Of course, it's your 20s. We all did things. You know you did.
We're in the club. same situation. You have beautiful feet. You mind if I suck your toes? I'm like, why not?
Like, why not go for it? Well, you were in the village.
Happy to be out of those boots any damn way.
You're like, okay, better be good at it.
And was.
Was?
Yeah, it didn't feel good, but the way he was enjoying it, I was like, this is, well, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah.
Okay, the original question is, what's with people liking toe sucking? And, so everybody can have a fetish. It's not uncommon to have fetishes. That's one of the fetishes.
Gotcha.
And essentially what happens when people have a fetish is that sometime in childhood, they associate something sexual with a typical stimulus. So it can be your foot. Like if for example, the first sexual experience of watching a porn was next to your mom's shoes, for example. It can be just a random connection that happened.
Okay.
But what makes it a fetish is when people feel kind of naughty about it or shameful. And there's a spectrum of how shameful they can feel about it. Some people are super ashamed of it and they can't even tell their partners about it. When it's in the healthy range is when a guy can just say, hey, I like feet. Can I make that a part of our sexual experience? And then it's okay, have fun. As long as it's consenting adults.
Please and thank you.
Please don't suck my toe. I didn't ask.
I didn't put in for that.
But if in your situation, if you asked and she's like, all right, have at it, then why not?
Yeah.
And you brought up a good point earlier, enthusiasm and people just liking what they're doing can make sex really fun.
Oh my goodness.
Tell me about enthusiasm and how much that's important to you.
Oh my gosh. So I had why do I just have, keep going anecdotal. You have no choice. So I had a roommate. Mm-hmm. Very enthusiastic lover. She was very, very loud and enthusiastic. The guys would come back.
The guys plural. She just had guys rolling in the dough. They would come out and their cheeks would be red, of course, because they're flush, but they're also embarrassed that she's so loud. Porkies, remember? Yeah.
Yeah, she was, yeah.
She was very, very loud.
Yeah, it's very operatic.
Operatic. See, I think that would be a point of pride, right? It's oh yeah, I did that. And did you hear her? That was me.
It was more
I did that.
Look.
God, he was did I kill her?
I'm so sorry.
I can understand though why, with it being really loud, you're kind of embarrassed because I don't know, most of us want to have sex in private.
Yes. A beautiful sex song. What is it called? The Freaks of the Industry. He said, but the clapping's getting louder. You don't know what to do in this situation. What do you do? A, you plain and simply back up off her. Or B, you hit it just a little bit softer. And then D is what we were talking about earlier. You take it out and put it in her butt.
Just put it in her butt.
Yes.
Only if it's consensual.
Only if it's consensual. Certain rap songs we shouldn't have been listening to at 13 and 14.
Oh my gosh, that is pretty funny. So anal sex.
Slide right into it.
It's a good ender. You want to end on the anal, right? So I have
question.
Okay.
Butt plugs. Is it just a plug, or is that like how a dildo works too?
Okay, so a plug usually has a big base.
Yes.
And then they can come in different sizes and shapes. Mm-hmm. And so you can do it either way, actually. Some people put it in and leave it there and then do different sexual things and just the pressure in their anus.
Okay.
Other people like the in and out experience, because there is, there's a, if you like the insertion experience in your anus, there's a muscle squeezing and releasing that happens that actually for some people, I'll say any people, because it doesn't matter what your gender, it's just that squeezing and releasing is exactly what happens when you're about to orgasm, essentially. And so some people actually have more powerful anal orgasms than either vaginal orgasm or if it's a man, well then, even penis orgasms or whatever. I don't know what they call it, just ejaculation. That's it. Why can't I speak English? This is what she does to me. It's always wild. Thank you.
Yay. I'm Scorpio.
Yeah, you bring out the wild in people, clearly. And there's also those butt plugs that have little beads, right? That get a little bigger. So some people like the process of slowly pulling that out. And it's just that sensation.
I've seen that in action. That was great. I'm a bit of a voyeur.
Yeah.
Yeah, to a certain extent, but I don't necessarily like to watch porn.
You know, porn is not made for women. Porn's made for male pleasure, and I've watched porn, and I've never really. Usually, I'm like, oh, she didn't even like that.
No, she didn't. She didn't. And her cheeks are tired.
Yeah. This is how women watch porn, by the way. We're like, that's not even. I don't even like that.
Why is it? Wait a minute. He's out of there. Why is her hole still so holy?
Well, once you've opened it up, like it just kind of stays open until it starts to slowly contract back. But
wait a minute. That wasn't like that. That's normal. The way I seen her open from.
Are you talking about the anus or the vagina?
The anus.
Yeah. So like that muscle system, but basically once it relaxes, then it stays open for a while, and it becomes a little bit easier to penetrate. Like if you've ever done anal sex, it initially starts out tight, but as you start to relax that whole area, then the whole muscle system starts to relax.
Okay. Is that because it's an exit?
I mean, yeah. So like, there's been something in the exit hole for a really long time there, right? So yeah, it starts to think. I mean, this is where I'm going in a like kind of gross, but it's like if your butt's like, oh, a big shit's coming out, and it needs to be open, then once it's relaxed to let the shit, now the penis is the shit in this situation,
The penis is the shit.
then it basically gets prepared to like get rid of that, right? But like once the penis comes out, like it might stay open for a little bit, but then it will close back up because it is meant to be an exit.
So I get that joke. There was a guy, there was these three guys, they were in the car, one of them passed gas and it was like, and he was like, ew. And they were like, another guy passed gas and you heard his, and the other guy, he was like, and they was like, slut.
All right. So that has been the interview. Terry, that has probably been the most graphic interview I think I have had on this show. I think so. So thank you for that. Terry, how do they reach you if they want to have you as a chef? She's also a chef, by the way.
I also cook.
It's okay. She cleans her hands. It's fine.
I do. Dirty mind, clean hands. You can reach me on Instagram, Chef Terri Jayne, or you can reach me on Facebook. Direct message me on either Gateway Grub on Facebook, and you can also email me at chefterrijayne@gmail.com.
Thank you for being on the show.
Thank you, Angela.
That's too spicy. Well, guys, on the Open Bedroom Doors show, we often have content that's a little too spicy for your typical social media platforms. So for those of you who are like, I love everything Angela Skirtu and I want to know all the spicy details, we actually have a space where we put the uncut shows, and it is at patreon.com/openbedroomdoors. So you can subscribe to that channel and get all the behind the scenes, all that spicy stuff that I wasn't able to put in the show. That's too spicy. So I hope you can join me at patreon.com/openbedroomdoors. Keep in mind, that is how you support me. So it is a subscription channel where you have to pay to subscribe, but you are becoming a supporter of me and putting out this awesome content as a result. So please join me for those spicy, spicy things. This is a segment on the show we call Happy Endings. And with me, joining me as always, is Barry Bonds and Consent Cub, here to answer your questions. My partner cheated on me. How do I have sex with them again? So this one's a hard one. You take as long as you need. You take as long as you need to feel comfortable again. In fact, actually, when people come to see me for infidelity, usually what I start with them doing is rebuilding trust and honesty. And actually, those things go hand in hand, right? So like start being honest with each other again and talking. What I have found is that when clients are talking to each other very directly and honestly, both ways, so not just one person to the other, but both of you sharing openly and very vulnerably about what you've needed and been missing in your relationship, what ends up happening is that vulnerability leads to more intimacy. So I would say the step before intimacy is creating a safe environment to share and talk to each other, and then talking to each other about your deepest needs and desires in the relationship. And when people start doing that, then the intimacy starts to flow naturally. Thank you for joining us as always. If you have any questions, please submit a contact form at www.openbedroomdoors.com, or you can submit a comment below and we'll answer your questions right here on the Open Bedroom Doors Show. Well, that's a wrap on this episode of the Open Bedroom Doors Show. Real talk for real relationships. If you laughed, learned, or blushed a little, you're welcome. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with a friend who needs a little more real talk in their life. Got a burning question about sex, love, or relationships? Check out openbedroomdoors.com and submit a contact form. Your question might just be featured in the future Happy Ending segment. Until next time, keep it honest, keep it sexy, and most of all, keep those bedroom doors open. Good night and have a sexy tomorrow.